Has the button. The lights are flashing. Set to run. Favourite here in the white and red. Off they go. Jump cleanly, the big one. King Hallowell left nicely from the inside with St. Edie. Coming over now is on the outside, Boots Like Bruce, trying to quickly put itself on speed as the big one goes to the top early on. Further back is Pearls and Diamonds when they get going from Albright down on the inside of Kendall Storm. And back last 2 lengths astern, essentially. The big one at the 800 led the way. And he tries to put the brakes on now and take hold. The big one, keen to bowl though, led by 1.5 lengths. Second over on the outside is Boots Like Bruce from St. Edie. They're followed by Pearls and Diamonds, who's being ushered along. King Hallowell travels fifth, 1.5 lengths. Albright, Kendall Storm, who's next to last, and the tail ender is essentially. The big one will bring them for home. At the 400 mark, it's the big one by a length. Boots Like Bruce. St. Edie tracking up on the inside will get the advantage of that cutaway. To the outside, Pearls and Diamonds. King Hallowell. Kendall Storm head the remainder. Going up on the rails is Albright, but the big one at the 200, 1.5 lengths clear from Boots Like Bruce, running around a bit green. And now this favourite, the big one, about 3/4 of a length. Here's Boots Like Bruce. Gee, Boots Like Bruce puts his mind on the task late, and after wobbling around in the straight, Boots Like Bruce picked up the favourite, the big one. Albright attacked the line strongly for third, but it was Boots Like Bruce who beat the big one and Albright. Behind them, St. Edie, King Hallowell, a gap essentially. Pearls and Diamonds further back in the field, and amongst the last in Kendall Storm. Thought at one moment there maybe greenness was going to thwart Boots Like Bruce, but anything but late the last 100. It really got its mind on things and put the big one away. So 3 straight seconds for this favourite. Boots Like Bruce has kicked a goal first up for Anne King Allen Kennedy, Alfred Nobel 5-year-old. And just shifting around there after Kennedy went for the horse after straightening to come out after the big one who'd hightailed to the front. Boots Like Bruce, too good though at the end of the day. Back there third, Albright, nice enough run too. She picked off a few going up along that cutaway. And fourth, King Hallowell in 1:11.59 and a half a length. So the winners by Alfred Nobel from Smithfields, a daughter of Snitzel, owned by N. King, trained by Anne King. Alan Kennedy there, the rider. 1 barrier trial win, 1 race day victory now. Beating the big one by So Secret from Jaw Dropper, Stephen Miller, Brad Parnham. And in third spot, 9 Albright, a done deal, Elite 8/8, Danny Morton, Chris Parnham in the saddle. 2:1.94 and 34.74 is the sectional time there, but a really nice debut. Plenty to learn still, and a 5-year-old that was stepping out for the very first time this afternoon. Race 4 on the card is the EnviroPest handicap over 2,200 metres. No alterations to come. A riding completion there with Lisa Staples not making the guide originally on 8 Riding Hood Fame. Okay, let's go down to Britt. You can see this horse was shifting around under Alan Kennedy there. He was, for a 5-year-old, pretty new and raw at the business, but eventually got the job done and has picked off the good one in the shadows of the post.
Certainly so. A 5-year-old on debut and finishes off very nicely to win here. Nathan joins me now and tell us, what's the story with this horse? A 5-year-old just making his debut.
Well, it was another one that we were going to take up north. My old boy, he wanted to get a couple to take up north, and one of his mates said, yeah, well, I got a few. So he bought a few cheap ones, and this is him.
What's he been doing all of this time? Had he been broken in? Was he just in a paddock? What was the story?
Bit of both. So he'd been sort of broken in, just been in the paddock. He probably had a few injuries and mishaps as a younger horse, so they went through, and then just time and what happens in racing, we ended up acquiring him through my dad and his mate. So, it's humbling getting one that goes all right. So.
What was he like when he first came into the stable then? Obviously, he probably didn't have a whole lot of handling in his early days. Did he take a little bit of education?
Yeah, he was a typical Alfred Nobel. So they're very hot under the head. They don't have much between the ears. So you just got to be patient and take your time and strike when it's hot.
And at what stage of the prep did you start going, hang on, maybe this little cheapie might not just be good for up north, but might be able to be city class?
I actually got a bomb out to T Jolly. He said it the very first time he rode the horse about 12 months ago. rode it once, just trotted it and said, no, this horse goes good. So about then.
And did you come here today with a bit of confidence off the back of just one trial?
A little bit, but you still have the nerves because it's first race. You just want them to get through it all and not hurt themselves, make sure they do everything right, jump good. So, no, Killer did a good job, rode him a treat, didn't panic.
Onwards and upwards from here, well done.
Thank you.
Good win there on debut. Let's get over to Alan Kennedy.
Well, he brings up a debut victory here. Alan, this is probably exactly how he trialled. He sat up outside the leader and then he got right away from them late.
Yeah, I didn't know if he'd have the same pace at the races. I thought they may be a little bit shut up for him, so it was sort of plan B to be there, and we wanted to sort of get him in the middle and teach him a bit, but didn't work out that way.
Speaking of teaching him a bit, sounds like he's got a bit to learn watching him in the home straight.
Yeah, he does. He's very green. He's got big, long legs, and they're flying everywhere, so a bit more practice, he'll be right.
Unraced 5-year-old coming into today, it's probably going to be a long, slow burn.
Yeah, I think so.
And what are you and Nathan doing with these moustaches?
I'm not sure. I think mine will be coming off shortly.
That sounds like a good decision to me. Well done, Killer.
Thank you.
It's got it going on quite impressively at the moment. It's not Movember either. We've ticked on into December, but Alan Kennedy wins on Boots Like Bruce on debut for Annie King.
There's no one